Good evening. Welcome to WooTube. My name's Baran Woo, and today I'm unsure about this camera angle. Is it too? It's like quite far off, isn't it? I'm like really staring into the middle distance this week. Don't know. Maybe I can adjust that. It's gonna look bad on. Is that is that better? Am I? Yeah, maybe. Um, Hello everyone. How's your week's been? Mine was tiring. I had what some people know as a holiday, um, which sounds lovely, but when you have a child, a holiday is more like doing twice as many activities in places which aren't your house with all the home comforts that you have. So like we had fun. There were definitely fun times. It was also quite stressful at times. Quick bit of news. I'm pretty sure most people in the UK will now be aware of this, but just in case you're not, UK Nationals now like fully announced and is now going to be in the beautiful city of Bristol. Um, which you might be familiar with, is where I'm from. Um, so I think I've actually taught myself into kind of doing a bit more of like the organizing side for this one. I think I am probably going to be streaming the event rather than playing in it. I might play in the team event on the Friday, um, and then yeah, just be kind of streaming the main event and the cut on the Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully without a single technical hitch in classic WooTube style. But yeah, which I'm kind of looking forward to in a suspenseful way. What's going on up here? Don't know. Um, it's quite exciting. It's like something more intensive than I've ever done before in terms of streaming side, but I think it'll be fun. Yeah. So that's going to be really good. If you're not already familiar, this is happening on like the weekend of the 15th, 16th, and 17th of November. It's going to be happening at Sparks, which is a really great venue. It is the same venue where I held the um, the Southwest Regionals in Bristol, and it's actually a really big venue. It's got loads of space, um, and lots of really nice kind of areas to just hang out in. And it's sort of super LGBT friendly. Sorry, LGBTQ plus friendly, as is the whole of Bristol, to be quite honest. I'll probably do. Hey, Andrea. Um, I'll probably do a little write up coming out sometime soon with some ideas of stuff and things that you can do in Bristol while you're here, some good places to eat, some good places to hang out, all of that kind of stuff. And ways of traveling here as well, for those traveling from abroad. If you're in Europe or maybe even further afield, I'd highly advise it. UK Nationals has like generally always been a pretty big, really fun event. Um, so yeah, definitely worth it. Hey Fix, how you doing? Um, Fix, is it did you say that you were not free for the weekend of UK Nats? We managed to get it in. Like you were even one of the people bending Not Yeti's ear to get it here, I think. Ah, Grundy MC, the winner of the Arasana Frog at UK Regionals. In the chat. Good to see you. Still an excellent name. Still an absolutely excellent name. Okay, so plan for tonight is yeah, really great news. I'm stoked. Plan for tonight is that I want to play this card. It's Eye for an Eye. This is a card which has seen absolutely zero play. I have not seen this hit a table. I've not even seen it like get binned to a moshing or anything. I have not seen this card see play. I've not seen it see play in Seb decks, in Lou decks, in Steve decks. Like, I mean, it's 4 influence, but like it's a run HQ event. Like, it's pretty cool. So I mean, maybe it's just not good, but I kind of need to prove that to myself. Or maybe we tap into something which people aren't realizing. We're probably not going to play 3 of them, but obviously it's a Baran we build, so we'll start with 3. That is a shame fix that you won't be around. But you know, there will be plenty more events in Bristol coming up. Do not worry. Do not fear. And hopefully I'll see you this week for some pub runner. So basically I want to build around this card tonight. And there's a chance that we end up kind of pivoting to either being Lou or Seb. Like, there's a chance that we try this in Seb as a way of kind of being able to float tags, because if we trash all the cards from their hand, then they can't like, what's the word? Then they can't trash our connections because of like Seb's normally irrelevant text. But I think we're going to start in Hashiko. Because if we're going to build a janky Anarch build, then we probably just put it in Hashiko, because then at least we've got like card draw, and Hashiko is good enough at like you can play some pretty nonsense jank in Hashiko and it still works out because Hashiko. So we'll probably play 2 of these, but we'll work that out in a second. Now the main thing is that I want to be able to sort of maximize the cards that we see from HQ when we play the Eye for an Eyes, right? So this card says, play only if you are not tagged. That's quite important. Run HQ. If successful, take 1 tag and access 1 additional card when you breach HQ. Fine. So we're already seeing 1 extra card. And then when we access a card, we can trash a card from our grip and trash the card that we are accessing. So we'll see 2 cards naturally here, but I want to definitely be able to see 3 or maybe like 4 or 5, be able to potentially trash the whole grip or trash any cards which are relevant in the grip. And this seems like quite fun at the moment. There's lots of like punitive decks around. There's lots of combo decks around. If we trash like the entirety of their grip, then they can't like re-education us, right? Something like that. Trat, I made a startup Seb deck with this and Docklands, yeah, see it, for Swedish Nats, but unfortunately I made the cut, so I didn't get to play. Oh, right. I was like, I didn't understand that for a second. I was like, unfortunately I made the cut, so I didn't get to play it. I was like, you made the cut without playing your runner? I think Imp is just better, though, almost definitely. So we've got I mean, whether we're playing Imp as well, we might be playing Imp as well. We've got to work out why we're playing this instead of Imp. And I don't quite know what the answer is to that, apart from the fact that we can use this to trash more things. Like if we're seeing a lot of HQ, like you can only use Imp once. We can use this as many times as we want, technically, depending on how many cards we have in hand. There's also one really stupid interaction which I worked out yesterday, and I'll talk about that in a second if we've got space for more jank in this, what's probably already going to be quite a jank deck, I would imagine. So, let's work out. So we're going to play at least two of these. It's probably going to be two, but we'll put in three for now, and we'll sort of cut cards. We're going to be trashing cards from hand for this. So unsurprisingly, we're going to start with Steel Skins, and we're going to put in Strike Funds, because these are good cards for us to trash. Because of this, we're also going to be on like other things which work with these, so like moshing or the price, maybe both. We shall see. But the main thing which I want to work out is like how we're seeing more of HQ, and there's a few ideas here which I've come up with. Okay, so number one, we can play Docklands, which is what Trap mentioned here. Docklands pretty good. It's hardware, so it's like not super easily trashable if we happen to float the tag from eye for an eye for any reason. So that's pretty good. So not easily trashable. It is 2 influence though, but it is quite cheap, and it like works every turn. So like pretty good. Definitely the twinning is an option. This is going to work on HQ. Maybe we charge it with like Mystic Mamie, because we've already got events. We're going to get a charge off like on the turn that we play it. And then we can also use this on R&D, obviously. So that's pretty good. And if we end up on the like super jank build, we'll almost definitely play this. But I think then again, we would possibly, maybe not. And then the other thing which I kind of just thought about today, because I was thinking about Docklands Pass, and I was like, oh, it is 2 influence. Like, are we going to need that influence for something else? Is this guy, Manuel Lattes de Mora, who hasn't seen a lot of play. Mainly because he's probably not that good. But we don't know that for a fact. If we pivot to Seb, then obviously we're like definitely playing Manuel. Because trashing him is actually pretty hard. Trashing him in Seb is going to cost like 2 cards from your hand, and if we're trashing all the cards from hand with eye for an eye, you know, like that might make it. And I was like, well, we can't just play Manuel with the only idea that we've got like eye for an eye for a tag. So then maybe we're like playing like Hot Pursuit. Then we're like definitely leaning into Seb territory. But I did think that we might just play like Manuel, and we might play Eru as our other option, as our like R&D kind of win con, if you like. Like we're gonna pressure R&D via archives using Eru and Manuel. We're gonna pressure HQ using Eye for an Eye and Manuel. Kind of works out. Again, this is possibly like leaning more towards a Seb build, and maybe we do actually like build this in Seb and see what happens. But I haven't loved Seb so far. But maybe this is like enough in faction stuff that we can spend all of our influence on draw and money, and that's the kind of the things which Seb really needs to kick off. So these are our options, and I can't work out which is the best. I mean, the twinning is probably the best, but the twinning does mean that obviously we're going to have to clear tags. The twinning works with Eru and Eye for an Eye. Manuel works with Eru and Eye for an Eye. And like we could play the crew if we're like on Manuel, and then we're always seeing like extra cards. Like Manuel is not the worst, but then we're always kind of taking a tag somehow or other. And I think if we're doing that, then we probably should be Seb. So maybe we just start off with like a twinning build and we go from there. Although I do quite like the Docklands. We'll start off with a twinning build and we'll like twinning is just a good card as it is. So then we do need a way of like charging the twinning. I'm gonna leave the Docklands just for now and we'll take it out if we can. We're gonna need a way of charging the twinning, which is probably gonna be Mystic. I think. Because we're already on events. And I mean we might put a paladin as well. We'll see. We'll play 2 twinnings so that we can actually find it. We'll play 1 DJ because Eye for an Eye is an HQ run, and then we can like DJ Fenris back something, including DJ Fenrising back a steel skin, so that we can then like trash it with the Eye for an Eye to draw more cards, etc., etc. The big question is, do we want like Solidarity Badge? Anacam for the Sicko event, and I mean that's a ton of draw. Andre was on Shelter Cam decks recently, and I do love me some Shelter Cam. We could consider Anicam because I don't know exactly what our console will be otherwise. Like it might be Patchwork. But Patchwork, it might not be Patchwork. Well, it could be Patchwork. Could be Patchwork, and then we play Boomerangs. Then I probably want to be on. I might want to be on, like either an Ashen or a Buffer Drive. It could just be Keiko for money, and we play like Earthrise for a ton of draw, and we afford that with like Keiko plus Paladin. Like that's like an absolute buckload of money. But my main thing with Anarch right now is what's the Breaker Suite? Anicam sounds fun. Need plenty more events. Oh yeah. We'll like. Don't worry. There are plenty of events that we can play. So yeah, the main thing is what's our Breaker Suite in Anarch right now? Is it like fixed breakers with some combination of Leech and Turbine plus Bankar? Like probably. Is there any other alternative options? Like we could play like Carmen plus Unity plus Carmen plus Unity plus like what, Cleaver, and then like Leech, so that we don't have to pay 4 credits to break a drafter, or Ice Carver. Like maybe we played Boomerangs. Can't work out whether we want to be on Banar or not, because Bankar's really good, but we're already potentially like I don't want to have to Banhar into HQ, losing a bunch of cards, and then not have enough cards to trash stuff for the Eye for an Eye. So possibly we play like Boomerang, and then fixed strength stuff might be okay. Could we play Adore's not good, right? Like, is this ever good? 0 strength. No, is the answer. I just wondered if like you can play like if you play like this plus Turbine plus whatchamacallit. This plus Turbine plus an Ice Carver, then you can break a drafter for free, and all you have to do is spend 12 credits to install it all. Bring Adore Hosh on Saturday. That does sound like fun. Adore is sometimes good. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I have in the past looked at making decks which try and exploit like Adore. If you just you put like a Gebralassi on a Ger Jeb Gebralassi. You put this on an Adore, or you use something else to like boost it, so like multiple turbines, like whatever you want, and then you just put egrets on all the ice and you break like everything for 0 credits. It's very funny. um it's not good, but it is very funny. Okay, so Breaker Suite, I think we go like I think we go fixies, so like Buzzsaw, Cleaver, and then it's like I think it is Echelon, and we play like boomerangs, and then that gives us our like way in early, and might mean that we can get away without playing Bankar. Like maybe we play 3 boomerangs, and that's our like early aggression. Um, or we play Botuluses. Hmm. We can definitely play Paladins. Paladin is really good if we're on Boomerang because we like always got stuff coming back to install. I think I want to be on Earthrise, and then I might want to be on Price here. Climactic Showdown. Oh, Cactus Clown. I think it's always you that mentions it, but you do know how to get me going. When your turn begins, remove this resource from the game. Choose a server protected by ice. The court may trash 1 piece of ice protecting that server. If they do not, the first time you breach either HRD or HQ, access 2 additional cards. Oh, it's nearly so good, isn't it? It's nearly so good. If it wasn't removed from game, I would play this way more. I want to be able to like I want to be able to spam this. I want to be able to play like this every single turn and then like recurve them and just play them all again. I would play like 3 of those and 3 privileged access in I don't know Seb, I guess. If I could. That would like be pretty sick. Um So this feels okay. Maybe we could play like 1 turbine. We still don't have right. We're off Anicam now, quite clearly. We can play turbine, or we could play. We could play my other favorite. We could play because then we could play 2 of them. We still have influence technically. I just wonder whether instead we play what's the chargy turbine one? Takobi. Like I might play this instead because I think with Boomerang, like there's loads of people playing like piranhas and stuff like that. I want to be able to get through them with a buzzsaw. Um, I want to be able to break um Archer with Echelon easily, easy enough. Maybe this is what you need for Adore. Plus 3 strength. It's pretty good. Um, maybe that is what you need for Adore. Interesting. So, boomerangs for early. Takobi, maybe we just play 1 Takobi. We could free ourselves up some influence. It is better the earlier you have it down, though, is the thing. And then we, like, because we can get Takobi counters with the boomerangs. Um, what's our console here? Have we decided on that? Is it... So it's either patchwork for, like, speed, and like burstiness, or mm, it's more because that's another win con and is quite good with eye for an eye. If we're like taking stuff out of hand anyway with more, could be more. If it's more, I want something to do with the other influence, with not the other influence, with the other MU. So that could be like fermenters or more for more HQ pressure. Yeah. Is it like too much like this is meant to be our HQ pressure, right? Like maybe more's being too greedy. Like we could play Keiko and be really boring, but like that does solve a lot of money issues. We then have MU spare. Like we could play like one leech, one to Kobe. Kind of seems good enough. And we have Docklands Pass. Like that's a lot of HQ pressure. Maybe this is too much HQ pressure. We can take the Docklands Pass out now. I think this should probably be Amanuensis is not happening. Although, like, we will let if we pivot to Seb, there's a very slight chance we try Amanuensis. Like very slight. I do mean very slight. I think this wants to be pinholes. Although, yeah, adding a few imps. I don't like. I literally don't want to play imp because if we're playing eye for an eye, then we should be eye for an eyeing, not imping. I kind of do want to play. If we're not on patchwork, then we can play moshing and or the price, possibly both. I definitely want to play like some number of moshing and probably Earthrise. Like maybe then it's just Earthrise and casts and dirty laundries, and that's like 44 cards. We've still got free influence. Maybe we do play a second Kobe. Maybe we just find it early. Or we go like free boomerangs. Or we play Stargate instead of like the leech. Can we play Stargate? Pinhole? Yeah, yeah. I probably should pay Pinhole because boom, I don't have Bankar, so I don't have like great ways to contest early remotes. So playing 2 Pinhole would make sense. The other thing that we could consider is like play. We don't really have a good way of dealing with asset spam here. So Tacobi over Turbine, yeah, I will never change Ordradish. It just won't happen. We've got like a spare MU. Maybe play something like a Hush. I think we might play something like a Hush. Wheels for assets is the most sensible like option. Like wheels, we could play a wheels. Do we need something like Ashen? If we're playing Ashen, then we also need to play a buffer drive, which is a lot of like it's a lot of stuff then. Like maybe the moshings are too. Maybe the moshings are wrong. Moshing's just such a busted card. It's like so busted good. Like maybe this should be diesels. Like we could cut the Docklands Pass, we play 3 diesels. Wheels. Wheels does let us shake the eye for an eye tag. There's no way moshing is wrong. Yeah, well, the only thing I'm thinking is that like we might actually burn through our deck quite quickly here. Like like if we cut the moshings for specifically diesels. Ash. Okay, so me too. The reason I say Ashen necessitates buffer drive, it kind of doesn't, but the idea is that if you play, we either play like we could play two Ashen, right? So we can like DJ Fenris it back. I really hate playing a single Ashen, especially when like I don't want to play a recursion card which I need to hold in hand until like something happens, right? Oh, I know what we could play though. We've got boomerangs, but we need to change things up a bit. But we could play District 99 to get like back the eye for an eyes. Yeah, that's probably going like that's probably going overboard. Um, okay, so I'm keeping the moshings apparently. What am I doing with this other free influence? Are we just playing like two Tacobis and going with that? Two Tacobis and a hush so that we don't like hate our lives if we come up against like BTL. Just play labor rights. Yeah, yeah. We could just play labor rights. Just play labor rights is an option. But I'd rather actually play like a single buffer drive as a way of getting stuff back. But we like then if we were on patchwork, then I'd be on buffer drive. How come Docklands pass over Wake? Because what I want the HQ. So this is for the eye for an eye, right? This is like when we eye for an eye, we're gonna like see like all of HQ basically. Um, we could play Wake as well. I think it's probably Overload because we've got twinning, right? Um, we could play two Tacobis so that we find the Tacobi early because it is quite important, and then we could play a Stargate. That's overboard, right? That's like too much. That's too much WinCon. Like Eye for an Eye is WinCon. Um, I'd also love to be on like a Mad Dash. Mad Dash Eye for an Eye seems like pretty sick. Oh, okay, I've got influence left, so I'll yeah, we're probably good on HQ access. So there is something really dumb that we can do here, which is probably not worth it, but I did clear this. So Eye for an Eye says this exactly. It says play only if you are not tagged. New line. Run HQ. If successful, take one tag and access one additional card when you breach HQ. Full stop. New line. Access. Trash one card from your grip. Trash the card you are accessing. Now, at no point is this access, trash one card from your grip, tied to the run HQ bit, right? So we have to initiate the run on HQ, but if the HQ run is successful thing is then we take a tag and we access an additional card when we breach HQ. That's all the like run HQ thing is. So what we can do is we can play Slipstream and we can Eye for an Eye HQ, move on to R&D, and then we can use the trash like to trash stuff on R&D. Is that good? No, probably not. Like we could potentially see like about 4 cards. How much does twinning do? Remove up to 2. So we could see like 3 cards off R&D and potentially trash them with the ability. We could add stuff like Mary in to like be like really ridiculous about that, but um there is a stupid thing that we can do here. I think we're not going to do the stupid thing yet. Maybe later. Iru, I do like Iru. The Slipstream thing is even cuter than the one-click run to centrals with trick shot. Oh, that's the other thing. We could just add 2 trick shots and put the leeches, like put leech and then play 2 trick shots, right? Um, we could actually just do that. We could see if trick shot is enough of a busted card to make that worth it. But then I want to play. Then I do want to play. Then I want to be able to get them back. So then I'd actually want to be on labor rights. We could always cut one eye for an eye. We did say pinhole. Yeah. It probably is the correct but boring option. But it is like slots here. Like we could just play a third boomerang. Kind of does the same as pinhole sometimes. To be honest, I think the Hishiko churn for your deck shell can end on any win con. Yeah. Almost definitely. I put in a wheels. Did I put in a wheels on purpose, or did I just click on it? I don't remember putting this in. I'm going to take this out for now. Other than a good way of like getting rid of the eye for an eye text. Eye for an eye tag. Yeah, this is totally reg. Totally reg Hosh, Axu. Don't worry about it. When we add in Manuel later, it'll all make sense. I genuinely think like one Manuel, one Eru like is a pretty sick final win con which doesn't take up MU. The thing is we've got MU to spare here. Like what are we doing with all this MU? Playing yeah, reg enough. Yeah, probably. Maybe we do just play the second Takobi. I might be on the like second Takobi train here. It's either second Takobi or it's third boomerang. Maybe I'll just let Axu decide. Or it's like single trick shot. That can't be correct. No chance that that's correct. Turbine. Nah, I've only got 3 influence left, mate. Sort it out. Like I technically like I was originally gonna do a turbine, but like I kind of think like Takobi and Leech might be better. Minus Keiko plus Hermes. That's fun, isn't it? Minus Keiko plus Hermes. Like bouncing the HQ ice back to hand and then going and trashing all the ice in their hand with eye for an eye is quite funny. Might be right. Does it stuff asset decks? We should probably just play a Bones. Why aren't we like we should be on a copy of Bones, right? I guess we can't install this with Paladin, but other than that. And then we have one influence, which could be the single pinhole that everyone is quite insistent on me playing. Bones is good. Takobi is not better than Turbo. I didn't say it was. I just there's a chance that with the boomerangs, like Pretty is one influence. Unfortunately, we're doing eye for an eye, and Pretty doesn't work on HQ. I mean, maybe we can take the Docklands. We could take the Docklands out, and that could be third boomerang. Do we have to break all? Oh, we have to fully break. That's a bit of a shame. Add the slipstream thing. Of course, you want me to add the slipstream thing, just so that you can like meme on me for it not working. We can drop to 2 eye for an eye. I did say we were probably gonna only do 2. The other card actually. Maybe we take out the Bones, and we put in. I might just want. I was gonna say I might just want. Like buyer bands. Like that's good draw. We can use it to like get rid of shake the tag afterwards. No price? Not currently. I think like again, I don't want to chew through my deck quite too fast because I want to have cards left for the eye for an eye. which is why we're not on Bankar, which might be a mistake. But that's also why we should probably be on a third boomerang, probably instead of a Docklands. Or like second leech is no good. Bands for tags actually seem solid. Yeah. So we could play like 3 biobands. Well, we could play the biobands instead of the bones, right? We've got 2 mystics. So like biobands probably gets like pretty good pretty quickly. Let's try that. And then we'll drop like 1 eye for an eye, and we'll drop 1 other card, or we just play 46. 3 Earthrise? Is that too? Is that like 1 too many Earthrise? We got a lot of draw, right? We've got Moshing, Steel Skins, 3 Earthrise, but we're gonna need. We do want a lot of draw. Oh, I'll just play 46. Classic tiebreaker style, right? We're still not using all the MU. That upsets me. Just play 46. Maybe we play a second leech and we play 47. Do we play a second leech and play 47? We are not. They're not called East Aldershot. They're called entirely average sports. Yeah, we'll go with that for now, and we'll see what happens. We can always like switch the Takobi. Like now, it's quite easy. We just take out the Takobi, we take out 1 biobands, we put in a turbine. That is then exactly 45 cards as well, which is quite nice. Gotta defend the UK brethren. Yeah, maybe. We're a runner today. Oh, that's not loving it right now, is it? Seems okay. Is this? I'm gonna do a little bit of a reset here just to see if that works better. Anyway, how's everyone doing? How's all your weeks been? Oh right, it was broken this morning, so that's fine. I haven't just broken JNet. It wasn't me, in the words of Snoop Dogg. Get rid of that. I think it's a bug across JNet. That's absolutely fine. Okay, this is a name I do not recognize, which means it might be someone that I've not played before, or it's Aksu memeing on me. Okay, this start. No, I don't think we keep this. We're playing against Aginfusion. Oh, that's a really bad mulligan. That's like such a bad mulligan. Like, we had a start which was questionable, but I definitely should have kept it. Is Snoop a Crim or a Shaper? I mean, Shapers are the pot smokers, right? Like, they're meant to be. Do we buy a bands here? If we do, what are we installing? This doesn't seem good. Boomerang seems really bad against Aginfusion until they've done something. Oh, it's got worse. Oh, that's got really bad. Yeah. We shouldn't have mulliganed that. That is, I think we might buy a bands and potentially have to install the DJ if we don't draw. What are we going to draw into here that we can even install with the biobands? This is really bad. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, we can at least install the Mystic. We're probably going to have to mosh away. Do we mosh all the breakers? That seems wrong. That was the best top deck, like genuinely. Um, what do we do here? Like install the echelon and click for credits? I think I need to. Like, I think we're just gonna pitch everything. Okay, we've drawn our other cleaver, so that's good. We're gonna put down an Earthrise Hotel, and then we're gonna draw probably too many cards next turn, and we're gonna start on 3 credits, which I didn't think through very well. I'm just gonna, yeah, this is probably a mistake. I've got boomerangs, so maybe we'll be okay. How are you realistically going to be able to DJ Steve this game? Don't know. Haven't worked that one out at all. Okay, I've now drawn the other boomerang as well. This is getting worse. Well, here we're going to install the Paladin, and we're going to click for a ton of credits. By a ton, I mean the rest of them. You think DJ is the discard? Oh, maybe, but I just figure that we're probably going to have to be getting stuff back here. We're also playing eye for an eye against Aginfusion, which is going to be quite hard to force through. Okay, we can do stuff here. We've got like money, so that's good. So we're going to install the Keiko, then we're going to install the daily casts afterwards. It doesn't actually matter because as long as we don't use the Paladin credit for the Keiko, then we're good. We did put like gambles and dirty laundries and stuff in here, right? We will install the cast. We just need to, and then we'll run archives just to get a flip, and then we'll gain a credit. They get it from Rashida. I think DJ Los might actually be decent. They're going to be well. I guess the one problem with Aginfusion is DJ Los is actually quite bad because they technically only have to like res one piece of ice, like ever. Oh, we drew a gamble at the perfect time. Right, can we install the twinning and play the gamble? Just, which is nice. So we'll do that. We will not use credits for that, but we will use credits for this. Oh, damn, Keiko is so much money. I think we just I think we install the Earthrise and then we click for credit. If this is a Nisei, we are in trouble. And this is probably Soccer's build, I'd imagine. Hopefully then they go low on credits. Please don't be a Nisei. Oh, it could be worse. No, it's not. It's fine. They played. I was like, it could end up being a. It could end up being a whatchamacallit. Okay, we can gamble here, which is good money. It's like insanely good money because of Keiko. I think we put down DJ. We kind of want to do that next turn. We want to go like install DJ, boomerang here. Oh, we need to start installing our breakers. Otherwise, we're going to be in like a ton of trouble. We want to make a run. This is actually really awkward. I have to try and remember. I definitely want to make a run. And we just start installing the breakers, I think. We'll get this down. And I only really like boomerang into Aginf once I know where the Sai Santan and Boto are. Oh, Boto's fine. We just take two damage. The Sai Santan is also like fine. Like if we boomerang a Sai Santan, then I'm quite happy there. I just don't necessarily want to put down DJ now. Do we run to stop? Oh, we have already run, right? Yes. I can't tell which side we're on. It's really awkward. Really awkward. Okay. If they res an Anansi, how do we get through an Anansi? That is a bacterial programming if I've ever seen one. So we'll go. Doesn't really matter. Earthrise. We have not found our killer. I think we can challenge server 1. I think we put down the buzzsaw so we don't just get like locked out. I don't know if I think if we let them score one more, then we're boned already. So I don't think that. Now, luckily, I don't care if the rest of his hand gets trashed, but I do want to keep the buzzsaw so I don't just lose to Thimble Rig. I kind of want to keep the DJ, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. So I think we just install the buzzsaw and we run server 1. Now it's going to hurt because we're going to hit either an Anansi or a Saisentan. And it's only going to take one or other of those. I would love to have a Raindrops here. At least an Anansi is going to like cripple them. You see, unfortunately, this doesn't cripple them. I'm going to take a load of damage. Lose a Thimble Rig is not words you hear every day. Trust me, I've lost a Thimble Rig before. Right, what did we lose? We didn't lose a DJ. We did lose the Boomerang. That's a shame. I'm going to continue here. I'm going to force them to use something. They can just Ag Boop us. They can Nisei us. But I'm going to force them to do something. If there's a second Saisentan, we probably don't die. We might die, actually. Yeah, we might die. We've got like a 50-50 chance. Ooh, okay. Now, we can't really run HQ here, so that's a shame. So we either... I think we just draw and then install the DJ. If they hit both Strike Fund. That is no good to us. We're going to install the DJ before we lose DJ, and we're going to call Steve because I'm not that foolish. We flip back. I now kind of want this to be a bacterial. Don't be an off-world. Oh, piss. Okay, that's the worst. And now they can ice up HQ and everything. Right, let's draw. Oh, Echelon, we did! Hooray! Okay, we can get both of these down, and we can charge the Echelon up by running the Saisentan if we want to. I don't know if we do. Let's do this. I mean, look at all these twin encounters that we've got, though. We'll put this down. And now we probably run? HQ? Like, how bad can it be? They should technically res nothing if it's not an Anansi here. Have we got 2 sure gambles in the bin? Yeah, we have. That's really good because we're possibly going to have, like, a lot of Mystic counters. There is exactly the Anansi. This is going to cost only 6. Actually, that's not too bad. I'll take that. And then if they want to Ag Boop us here, then that's great. Do we think they have an agenda in hand, or do we check the deck? Now, let's see if they boop us here. We could go back. If they boop us, what does it mean? Ooh, they're letting us in. Choose good cards in here. Yes, don't mind if I do. I will take these. And I think we see 2 extra cards because we're getting. There's a sprint. There's a Lacosta that stays where it is. There's a Spin Doctor. I think we do trash that. We can just about afford to still play the gamble, which is good. I think I do want to trash this. And then do we play the gamble now or do we save it for next turn? I think we might save it for next turn. I think we save it for next turn. Because I'll have 1 more credit on the Mystic, and then I'll get a twinning counter off it. Can't lock R&D with Sprint in hand. Definitely not, but they're using the Sprint now. They probably want to find a Charlotte to stick in server 1. The nice thing is that now we get through a Nancy for like 3 credits for pretty much the rest of the game, unless they're really good at forcing us into be a Nancy like twice in a row. So right at this very moment in time, the Takobi is better than a Turbine. Oh no, it's not. It's the same. It's actually actively worse. Right, we can play this. This is like so much money. Look at that. Look at the way we popped back there. That was incredible. I think we run R&D here, right? Because if they boop us into HQ, that's actually really good for us. They didn't draw something that they want to jam in the remote, so that's good. Like I'm quite happy if they might think like booping us into HQ is good for them, but it's really not. We'll see 2 cards. We see a Hanzai. We see a Tattoo. And they could play the Hanzai review next turn. That's a shame. We see another Lacosta. So they've got a Lacosta in hand. Oh, we don't actually know that because of Sprint. Okay. We could run HQ. It's actually quite expensive. They should technically res like no other ice for the rest of the game. Next turn, they're going to go like credit, credit. Was it Hanzai on top? Yeah, it was. So let's draw a card. Oh, moshing with these strike funds could be sick. We'll just install this. Yeah, we're totally eye for eye that sprint. Unfortunately, we've got to get them to like ag boop this in a bit of ice before we can really eye for an eye, which is a shame. I think we get like super moshing going here. So we'll get rid of the twinning and both the strike funds for like a ton of money. Oh, we find our first steel skin. That's nice. We kind of know R&D, right? Do we just go HQ, get a Steve? We might go HQ, get a Steve. It only costs us 6, and then we've charged our Takobi. So I should not play the gamble first in that case. Because we might steal something. I don't think we will. Yes, please. I should definitely set this to always. Oh, they rezzed it. We don't have an eye for an eye right now. Tattoo is so good in Aginfusion. Giving you money and a new face down ice. Pretty broken. And they can just like swap the tattoo over and over again here. Do we see an extra card? I think we actually don't. We'll just breach. We'll get back. Get back. What are we getting back here? Don't actually know. It might be the strike funds? I think I don't want to make an extra access here. We see a hedge fund. Okay, fine. We will install a casts. That gains us a buck. And then I think we just take a credit and we'll play the gamble next turn. Maybe we can eye for an eye. Yeah, I think we know HQ like pretty well. The nice thing is if we can go in and like trash the tattoo, they can't keep reusing the tattoo bowler, which is funny. Draw. Do they jam? If so, we're going in. And if not, then we're checking R&D. Draw, hands eye review, I think. Seems fine. We get, a dirty laundry. There's a good chance that a dirty laundry R&D. Nah, it doesn't really make sense. I was going to say just to try and get them to use their Aginfusion boot, but they just won't, right? Or will they? I'll probably be better off dirty laundrying HQ at some point. Again, I shouldn't do this yet. I don't need to do this yet. We'll go R&D first. Because we're probably gonna... We must steal an agenda this turn, right? We're gonna see 3 cards. And then we can use the extra bucks to pay for the gamble. Which seems much better. And we can't charge for twinning any more than it's already charged. Oh, they booped us. That's fine. We're gonna give this free strength. Break it. Now, if they rares a tattoo bowler here, ooh, a Bran. Haha! Our Takobi is better. Our Takobi's so good here. I'm gonna leave this resed right now. I'm just gonna click the first one, then we're gonna go into R&D with the dirty laundry. Or not with the dirty laundry even. I'm just gonna click this first sub. I don't want to pay to break it. You're not getting that back. And then we're going to run R&D, see 2 cards, and then play the gamble with what I assume is going to be like a ton of money. Because we must steal an agenda here. We'll trash a Rashida, I think. Bacterial, that's a shame that that's the next one. That means that we're definitely whiffing on this next card. Or they spike us with a snare? Seems unlikely. Bacteria is such a busted card. Luckily, we should be able to challenge this remote multiple times next turn. I can't think of anything that's going to stop us. Like, Bran costs us 3 credits, Boto costs us 3 credits, and Anansi costs us 3 credits. Everything costs us 3 credits. I had a Zaya game. into Pradvost where I charged twinning for 7 counters and then just ran at the end of a game. Yeah, totally. Also, we should be on a divide and conquer. Obviously, it's a great card. A great card when you're just charging up for twinning for like half the game. So if they were in a slightly better position and had like a Nisei counter still, then they might just win next turn. Right, we see an Anansi. That's absolutely fine. We're now going to play this for so much money. I don't even know how much money we make off that sure gamble, but it seemed like a lot. Yeah. And we've got drip coming in. Like we can dirty laundry. I mean, we could even just dirty laundry into server 1 if we want. Like force them to. I guess that's like pretty dumb. Unfortunately, we no, we might keep this paladin around and trash a casts. Ooh, okay. So they think they can push it, or they could do that. The very slight chance that we go in and try and trash this Lacosta grid now. Boomerang. We can install the boomerang, which would be good. I guess we probably go HQ here, and we get back. Get back. Get back. Na, 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 na. What do we get back? Like Earth Rises? I guess. I'll let them correct their install. Oh yeah, sure. Do it up. I guess they're putting something on R&D, right? Oh. Okay. Wish we had Pinhole. No, not really. Yeah. No, I don't think. I don't think. Like, I think we can just run this. I might even dirty laundry it. Because if they boop us somewhere else, then I don't care. If they boop us to HQ, then that's fine. Genuinely tempted to dirty laundry this. I guess like the one thing is if they res a tattoo bowler, I'd kind of rather leave it where it is. So thinking. So we can see all of HQ. Do we draw for an eye for an eye? We could draw for an eye for an eye. We could trash all of HQ. What did they do off the like they also know that we can see all of HQ, right? Hmm. We could go boomerang the Bran, run, click one. Steel skin for eye for an eye is funny. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That does sound funny. Because then when we eye for an eye, we can trash these strike funds. We know that there's an Anansi in hand. One of these is probably Anansi. Um, Still thinking. I definitely want to run HQ, whatever happens, because I want to probably get back an Earthrise. Do we think there's like another bacterial in HQ? So we could go like Boomerang the Bran, Dirty Laundry HQ, and then I still have one click to do something like install an Earthrise, which I'm about to get. If we hit Tattoo, the Eye for an Eye does do so much to get Tattoo. Is it worth? Is it worth it? Is the question. If we Steel Skin, then we Eye for an Eye. We clear the tag, and then we install the Earthrise, which we draw. But if we don't draw an Eye for an Eye, then that plan sucks, like quite bad. I think I'm just gonna make the run. We'll use these credits. We'll put this here. We're gonna Dirty Laundry into HQ. We're gonna assume that the top of R&D is safe. I'd love to have a leech right now. We're gonna draw one soon anyway. So we'll break that. Get another Kobe counter. Yes. I think we do get the Earth Rises. We're going to see one extra card. We see a Lacosta, which can stay. We see the Nancy that we know about. We'll shuffle the Boomerang back in. We'll install this. Should we fear border control on remote? Oh, definitely. There's definitely a border control here. But that's fine. Like, border control's only good if it's taxing us. Like, I don't think they can click tax us enough. Because we can always just run first click. They'd need 2 border controls plus Ag Boop plus some other nonsense, and they don't have a Nisei counter anymore. Hey Holtz, glad we're trying Eye for an Eye. Heard some rumors about the card lately from sources who play competitively. I mean, it's technically a powerful effect. Unfortunately, we kind of know HQ right now, and it doesn't do too much. The one thing we really want to... Like, I guess trashing Ice from HQ... I mean, this looks like a Charlotte, right? But we've got to run it, unfortunately. If we draw... we got to run it first. Oh, we didn't draw the Eye for an Eye anyway. Okay, that's fine. So we're just... I think we've got to run it for... Like, I'd love to put the leech down, run R&D, then run server. Because we're probably going to get some tattoo reses here, which is a shame. But like... Ooh, rhyme. We're going to actually enjoy this Kobe. That can fire. We lost credit. Here's the tattoo. We have to continue, which is a shame. Because if we could have Eye for an Eyed first, got rid of the ice in HQ, then the tattoo feels like a lot worse. But brilliantly, breaking the tattoo like charges our Kobe. It's very funny. This also charges our Kobe, so we're quite happy to break border control. I definitely wouldn't be resin that myself. Bran should be expensive. Actually not. I think we still pay 4 here. We don't want to use like all our Kobe counters. I obviously didn't catch the first part of the stream, but would it be most powerful if stacked on top of sabotage effects? Sorry. That wasn't meant to be a draw. Yeah, almost definitely. And there's a chance that there's a chance that uh we try it in Seb, who kind of has that like semi sabotage. I mean, I think where it would be best is actually Essa, but it's just not taken off in Essa, which I find kind of interesting. Um, okay, Ag Boop. Do we just let whatever this is fire? Like we might do. Um, I think we jack out here. Is there any chance that this wins them the game? If it's a Charlotte, is there any chance that this wins them the game? Or can I just leave it? Like, I genuinely think I can just leave it. If they have in hand, like, subliminal messaging, then this could win them the game. How bad would that be? Because otherwise I just put down the leech, run R&D. Yeah, I could dirty laundry it. I just don't want to, like, I'll be using up the last of my Takobi counters, and I think that's what, like, I just can't see a world where this wins them the game. But if they have subliminal in hand, no, there's like, if they have subliminal in hand, it could do. I'm gonna say it won't win them the game. Do I want to access extra cards? I want to access exactly one extra card. Right, we see Anansi on top into Sai Sentan. That I think is fine. It's annoying from the perspective um of us wanting to play Eye for an Eyes, but other than that, it's fine. We can possibly force them to like use it. We're also gonna like start charging up this leech. So we're just like, how have we not drawn any of the Eye for our Eyes yet? Yeah, we've got like a silly moshing turn here if we want it, which might make sense. Like, all we now need is money to challenge this remote. Yeah, we might as well. We'll do this, this, and this. Unfortunately, now I have realised maybe we shouldn't have done that because we're gonna draw cards next turn. We still haven't drawn the sodding thing. Um, we'll like do this here. We'll just see one extra card. Sai Sentan, Lacosta. We could trash the Lacosta to see deeper next turn. I don't think we do. And then we'll run back to R&D. And then definitely not. Just to charge the leech, no other reason. And then we're going to install the boomerang on this brand. Probably should have done HQ, huh? Not gonna lie. Yeah, because I don't actually know if we ever want to have to click here. Like, I think that's probably incorrect. Hashiko, we found our eye for an eye. Do we go and trash all of HQ? I don't think we do, annoyingly. That's really upsetting. We've also now drawn all of our deck. There's our other eye for an eye. We just like run. I guess we run HQ with a Biobands just for some value. Here's all our steel skins. Look at this. This is ridiculous. We haven't played a steel skin. And now we've got no deck left. I've got to do the jank. Yeah, maybe. I guess we kind of want to keep this Biobands. So do we do the nonsense now? Sure. Why not? That's why we're here. We're just gonna do this so that like they don't have like really any answers, you know. We'll make this strength 3. Yeah, I need an Ashen now for sure. Um, I would actually be tempted to get back another breaker just so that I can make Echelon like strength 4. This one here. Fully break Bran for 2 credits. Don't mind if I do. Here we'll breach. Choosing 2 cards in the deck. Yeah, sure. I think we just continue to get like money. So these seem fine. And then we should have put down the Docklands first. That's silly, wasn't it? We're gonna see like, do we trash everything? Definitely should have put down the Docklands first. That's really dumb. No, we'll like trash half of a hand. Let's eye for an eye that. We'll get rid of this. We won't draw 2 cards because we don't have them. We'll eye for an eye that. Get rid of that. No. And oh yeah, we definitely get rid of that. Probably this other steel skin. Seems okay. Now we could buy a bands to get rid of the tag. Getting rid of a sprint actually feels like particularly good. Buy a bands to get rid of a tag. Install the casts. This eye for an eye is not going to be good, unfortunately. Sure. If there's exactly a virus in here, then that's a shame. Remove a tag. Install a card. We'll install that using that. What do we see? Some other ice. We'll run R&D. Just trying to force them to like use Aginfusion. We'll breach. We'll not see extra cards. I think we do trash this now, and then we go back to see one more. It's a bad card for him to draw, actually. And then we'll go again. Now, imagine this was tempo forward for us. Yeah, I know. No, we won't see an extra. Now, I'm really regretting putting this boomerang here, because we actually... now I really want it on HQ, so that I forgot about the whole, like, we need the boomerangs to reuse the paladin. I disagree with installing anything there because you have to install or play an event each turn to get twinning. Yes, correct. I forgot about that. So we're now going to need to use our Steve triggers. Well, that's a spin doctor. So we can run that and then run HQ and see all of HQ. See most of HQ. I see all of HQ actually. We'll put down a Docklands. We'll run HQ. Break this with this. Break to this with this. We'll just get back gambles. We'll see 2 extra cards. We see Villa Costa. We might trash it. Nah, we won't trash it. We see a bacterial. Oh, it's always the worst. I don't want to find these now. If we drew Eye for an Eye instead of Steel Skins, the game, yeah. Like we drew stuff in a pretty weird order. Like we didn't draw a Steel Skin forever. I guess we didn't really want to draw the Eye for an Eyes until like HQ Ice was rezzed, but it is rezzed now. We actually totally wouldn't mind being on Eru this game. I had forgotten how much money Keiko plus companions give though. Okay. We got ourselves a game. We just keep seeing this sodding Lacosta. I should have trashed it. And a border control. I can't quite get through here. I was going to say there's actually a chance that we run and trash this Lacosta so that we don't have to deal with it next turn. I think the best thing here is just to run Archives for a leech counter. I think that's worth more than a credit, right? We've already got our twinning this turn. So here they've got to go jam. We have to hold for twinning charges. Yeah. Okay, oh, they found a subliminal into Hanzai. That's good money. We got to assume that like the top of R&D is probably safe. Right, that's okay. Well, this seems good for us. So now we can just go gamble, run at R&D. Is that pointless? If they boop us, that's actually quite good for us. So we'll do this. We'll run R&D just to see what the top is. See if they boop us into HQ, what we actually want to run HQ. Oh, that's interesting. I think this is fine. It just charges our Takobi. Like they can move around ice, but their ice doesn't matter. Boop is onto HQ. It's where we really want to go. That we're just going to leave where it is. Although, interestingly, like, does that mean that the... Why would you res that? Now we run HQ for a Steve trigger. And potentially just to, like, get ourselves to a point where... Oh, we should have a Trickst attacker in here, shouldn't we? This one... Just to get ourselves to a point where we can, like, Eye for an Eye stuff away. Let's get... Have we got 2 casts? Oh, we don't have 2 casts, so that's upsetting. We might just have to get 2 strike funds then. And wait for this casts to run out. Charlotte will trash. Border control. And then we'll run Archives. Do we not Eye for Eye this turn and force the Nisei after they tattoo bounce? I don't think that forces a Nisei, right? Like, there's no chance you can, but we're probably gonna eye for an eye next turn because if we can get rid of this border control, then they've got no outs left. I think. Oh, they've put the Bran here. That's actually quite good for us. What do they do? So we might eye for an eye this turn. Annoyingly, can we get back anything we can install? Like we could. It's actually quite hard. Yeah, there's like a really dumb play, but I'm gonna do it. So we'll go like eye for an eye in here. We're just gonna try and get rid of this border control. That's all we care about here. Annoyingly, we can't get casts and casts here, which is a real shame. Like, if they Nisei here, then that's so good for us. Like, they can't, like, they don't have a way of winning if they don't have this Nisei token. I don't think. But they might need the border control as well, and they're gonna lose the border control. So that's, I guess, their thought process here. But we can always go back and get another eye for an eye with the Steve trigger. I guess this stops the Steve trigger as well. Like, it stops two things. Stalling for credits. Yeah, I mean, they need quite a lot of credits is the thing. They need to be able to, yes, please. So here, what we might actually do, I think we're going to get, this is like a bit of a wild choice, but I think the correct thing is to get these two. We've got one MU spare. We can install it for money. We're not going to make any extra accesses with twinning because we're going to see the whole hand anyway. Lacosta stays exactly where it is. Border control will eye for an eye, trashing Nis, gaining 2. Spin Doctor will trash for money. Then we'll remove the tag. Now, if we use the Paladin to trash the Echelon, and then we first click have to install the Echelon. First click install Echelon, then we can run 3 times, right? And we'll be okay. Or we just, we might actually just use it to trash this casts. Paladin trash for casts. That's probably wrong. Yeah, that's probably wrong. I should have trashed the Echelon if I was going to trash anything. Because now I've got to. I think my thought process here is that I run HQ and get casts. So we'll just run this first clip just to make sure that we're not getting done by anything silly. The rhyme probably would be annoying if we were on Turbine. Hilariously, we're not. We'll break the thimble rig. They get to move something back somewhere. We could trash this Lacosta now, but I'm not going to. Now we'll go HQ. We'll get 2 casts. If it's for one Aginfusion to run Urtica, that would be one hell of a way to die. Like to lose this game to just like I like I'm losing to an Urtica. Um, we're like finally a little bit low on cash here, but we'll be all right. No, thank you. I should have run R&D. We'll gain a credit. We're just gonna like we probably die to random snare. Yeah. Like we definitely could die to random snare at any point. We've had like two cards in hand for quite a while. I guess like we're always getting one back with Steve. Right here, we just win off R&D at this point. We know that there's no ice in hand as well, so they can't even swap with Tattoo, which is great. But there's I think absolutely zero chance that we don't see an agenda here. We'll trash Rashida. We'll still send the message. GG. Oh, that went so long. That went so long. I probably played that way too defensively. I think I should have just been winning that one, rather than like twiddling my thumbs. Potentially, I think if I was in the corpse position there, I might have conceded that one a long time ago. But there's always the chance that you manage to like stack uh, enough like end the run things. Keiko on companions though, so much money, so much silly money. I'm just gonna hang around because they might be asking something. So I was thinking Nisa counter plus 2BC plus Ag was, yeah. I think that's literally your only out here. Okay. So this worked. Was eye for an eye good? It did a thing. It did actually like it technically took away like their one win con. So that's a thing. Should we be playing for it now? We also did not draw them, right? We just didn't draw the eye for an eyes, which could be a problem. Um, and we we didn't get to play a steel skin that did anything. Ice placement needed some more fixing with Fimbulwinkel. Yeah, like they'd have definitely needed to shift a fair bit around. Um, or they needed to be pushing, like they needed to be uh much quicker before we had like got our setup. Because they probably could like Bran plus Rhyme is really nasty unless we have like counters on Takobi and or Leech. So like if they force us through a Bran like 3 or 4 times without us being able to recharge, like technically you need that server to be something like just Bran plus Rhyme plus one unres card plus one border control, and you want the border control to be in the inside so that you res it and pop it straight away, so I can't charge the cope. Like you, it would have to be like a pretty dumb setup to actually be like a really taxing remote at that point. Um, but yeah, I liked the Takobi. It had just enough counters on it at all times. That could prove to be a problem. JDAC Casual is full of 6 strength ice right now. Yeah. Because people hate Turbine. And yet they don't hate Kobe. It's great. Like if you like you can have someone who's like adamantly against turbine rigs. And you kind of turn up with like the same rig but with Takobi and it's totally fair. Yeah, it can be really good. Like Takobi can be way more busted, and uh when the first answer to like how do you deal with Turbine Suite was like just everyone plays Bran, then Takobi was like a good alternative option. There are times where like you get pushed out though. We don't have Ice Carver. Um but if I was playing like Reg Anarch, like Axu is quite often. I don't know if current builds are, but he's been on Turbine plus Ice Carver before, and there's just no ice that taxes you at that point. Like if you've got Turbine, Ice Carver down, then like the most that you're probably paying is like 4 credits to get through an Archer, but you could just play fee free. You could just pay free and give them the 2 credits. Like maybe you struggle with something like a toll booth if you don't have like a cheeky hush, um, which like no one's playing. I guess that. Well, that still only costs you 4 credits though, right? Like, so is that actually that good? Like, not. It's not great. Like, yeah, and and then you're playing a deck with Tollbooth and someone puts a entangler on it and you feel very sad. Want to play against anything in particular? No, anything you wanna throw at me, Cursor. If you want to jump in here, then please do. Uh, yeah, no, I don't know. I have no idea what we're good or bad against. If we were playing more taggy stuff, then I'd say please don't bring R plus. But like we're playing 2 cards which give us tags, so I think that's absolutely fine. Um, yeah, I guess I don't want to play against specifically something that has false lead and end of the line in case I accidentally end of the line myself. um, we're playing like if you wanna know, this is what we're playing. We're playing Eye for an Eye in Hashiko. We've played one game, and disappointingly, Thanos, we literally did not draw the Eye for an Eyes. We drew our Eye for an Eyes like in the last hand of card. When we drew off the last Earthrise, we drew like both Eye for an Eyes, and then our hand we had nothing left in deck, and our hand was like 3 Steel Skins, 2 Eye for an Eyes, and some other cards. It was like a really, it came out in a really odd way. Um, so tricky to say, but it dealt with the only potential out that the corp still had. So that was something. Like we trashed a border control from HQ, which felt great. Azmari, this is also Cursor, which is Pete. This is 44 cards, so this might not just be straight up like nonsense. Now we could avoid playing any events by going credit, credit, Earthrise, casts, but I don't love it. That's fine. We get to at least play 2 events. We'll go like Gamble, Mystic, Dirty Laundry, R&D, draw a card, probably don't die to Punitive if it does happen to be a Punitive deck. Yeah, that seems alright. Like, we could challenge this remote. I don't think I want to yet. We'll just do this, 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 and then we can draw one. Astudisman? Okay, so it probably is like Punitive. You can have your Rashida. I'll allow it. We've got 2 boomerangs. They're good for dealing with the piranhas. We've got I don't know if we're gonna be able to like set up our Takobi quick enough to deal with piranhas. But like Takobi Buzzsword deals with piranhas very handily. Oh yeah. Sorry. Let's put this back here. Okay. what's happening here? We've got card installed, eyes protecting, and we draw and we ditch some cards into archives, which are quite likely agendas. Hey, Syndrin. Good afternoon to you. Do we check server 1? I don't like any of the ice that this. Like, I don't like face. Like, ping is fine. Maybe this is a ping. They felt quite safe pushing behind it first turn. Otherwise, it's piranhas, which we can't get through quite yet. Let's draw one. That's a shame, but at least it deals with whatchamacallit. We'll draw again. Okay. We might just install twinning. I do need like early twinning this game. I will say up front, I think I've lost every game I've ever played on anyone's stream. That is strong. That is like. So we either play twinning and then dirty laundry, giving them 2 credits, but giving us a twinning counter, or we play twinning and play daily casts. I think we do that because I want to flip back as well. That is a strong claim. This could be the first one. This could be the first win. Okay, it was just a spin doctor, which suggests that there definitely are agendas. Oh, even like so now they don't have to spin doctor them. But now they've used up their server with a spin doctor, which I'm quite happy with. Not anymore. Okay, we see sender messages. So we could have gone and tried to nab them. Don't think I would have wanted to quite yet. We can run archives now, which feels good. Let's draw for a second event. That is a second event. I think we can draw again and then play 2 events. I don't think I want to play all 3 in one. Boomerang's perfect. But we're going to do that like next turn. We're just going to do this. We're going to do archives. We're going to flip. Even though you can't see whether we flipped. We're like good on money now as well. So like double punitive is pretty hard. Intriguing. What is this? Okay, well we're boomeranging that for sure. Earthrise is nice. It's just a ping, so that's good. We can deal with that now. Is there any chance? Is this going to turn out to be a Checkers Scion? So tomorrow's headline. We have 2 tags. So we just remove 2 tags. Is there anything we die to? I'd rather definitely get rid of these tags. Okay. But they are on send a message, so I think this is still punitive. It just has a tomorrow's headline in it. Maybe they wanted to play more cards. No, because that doesn't make sense for the number of cards. Okay, so now we could go archives. We definitely want to. We want to use. Well, we need to use our Mystic Bucks. Paladin's really good for next turn. We'll put this down. We'll go here. Hopefully we don't. There's only one face down, actually. I was going to say, like, we don't hit Oracle Think Tanks or something. And then I think we're going to just draw. Firebands is nice for next turn. We can get through this ping, which is nice. Corporate hospitality, not what I expected. We see a Rashida. Well, we're going to go and try and deal with that Rashida, I think. Steel skin is nice. Do we play an event this turn? I think we don't play an event this turn. It's a Trank Grid. Wild. I think we have to get rid of that. So this is like some pretty rushy one. If we put down an Earthrise, do we go like too low on cards? We could clear a tag with the buyer bands. Like this feels like they're gonna hit us with an Oppo. $21 credits to our 10. They can't big Oppo us, so that's okay. Or they hit us with an Oppo. So I think we go server 1 with the buyer bands. If we go server 1 with the buyer bands, what are we doing? Are we drawing cards with it? We're clearing a tag. We think it's a Rashida. Trank in MBN, yeah. I mean, Trank is a good card. So we want to spend 1 click clearing a tag. We want to spend 1 click buyer banding to clear a tag. Probably buyer banding through server 1. But then I don't know what, like, are we drawing with this buyer bands? Possibly. Like, the other thing is, if this happens, like, if this isn't the Rashida in server 1, then we should be putting money on here to trash stuff. That will still save us credit. We're going to draw a ton of cards. Maybe we're going to do that anyway. We're going to remove 1 tag. We're going to... I'm going to place 4 in here because I think this might not be the Rashida. It was the Rashida. That's a shame. That's fine, though. We're going to play another event. We're going to remove a tag, and we will take a credit. Install Echelon, probably correct. Probably correct. Because we can then already deal with whatchamacallit, Serevna. We get another Oppo. Fine. I mean, not fine, but there we go. Mystic, Paladin. They called event. So we could install the casts, install the leech, clear 2 tags. I want to flip back this turn. We've not found a Keiko. Bit of a shame. Let's see what server 1 is. It's another Trank Grid. Did they shuffle back? No, there's a lot of purple cards in here. So this is just like moving fast. Oh, I wish I'd installed that Echelon with the money now. Oh, are they scoring here? Corp is acting. No. So this is interesting. Do we think this is like a fly on the wall deck? Earthrise. Do we think this is a fly on the wall deck? Now I draw the buyer bands, which I would have liked to deal with stuff last turn. You will lose to going through their remote turn after turn. Should we pivot to pressure and R&D? Possibly. We've got a ton of twin encounters right now. Like, I kind of want to pressure this Spin Doctor as well. I'm worried about this being something that gives us a tag and we lose our twinning. So what we could do would be to install the boomerang, run here, maybe with biobands. Maybe with biobands. So we can trash the Trank Grid. And possibly clear the tag if this turns out to be an unsmiling Serevna and they give us 2 credits. It is an unsmiling Serevna. And they do give us 2 credits. Called it. Absolutely called it. So we'll let them give us a tag. I think we let them draw cards, which is a shame. I don't think... Actually, if we take damage here... If we lose the Echelon, then we're, like, a bit sad. But if they trash these, then we're quite happy. I'm just going to break... I think I want to... I'm going to break this. I'm going to chance it. If they hit exactly the Buzzsaw in the Echelon, then I'll be really upset. Actually, losing the Echelon here is potentially ruinous. Oh, we lost the Echelon. That turns out to have been a mistake in that case. We might get oppoed again here. Right, so we're going to remove a tag and then place 4, and we'll access this. It's a send a message. Do we now get punitive? No, they can't be on punitive, right? Yes, please. We played an event, so we'll play another event. And draw a card. That could be good. Kind of tricky to get through the old piranhas with it. Losing the Echelon, like, genuinely was a bit stupid. Buy a boomerang. No, I've seen that one. So now we need to find other Echelon or other boomerang. Pretty sharpish, really. That's going to mean getting down this Earthrise Hotel. And hopefully not getting big oppoed here. We don't get big oppoed. Okay, that's fine. We'll draw a card. It's a biobands. We're just going to put down this. I think we run the Spin Doctor. There's a good chance if they're on corporate hospitality, they don't pop the Spin Doctor because they want us to trash it. Well, that's quite telling, isn't it? So I'm not going to trash that. Annoyingly, I wanted to flip back. I guess no, that doesn't actually help. I was going to say I guess I've got a link, but Oppo does not require link. Okay. How are we going to charge up this Takobi so that we can get through these piranhas? Because that is going to be a problem. Hashiko. Earthrise. Steve. Oh, we've got a boomerang. So we could go Steve. Boomerang. Oh, we could go Steve, Boomerang, eye for an eye, but then we should have trashed the... we should have trashed this last turn. We can't charge for Takobi using the boomerang, which is a shame. But I think we can probably just win from HQ right now, right? Do we buy our bands? Are we going to get an event back? Yeah, we could buy our bands and then get the 2 gambles back and play a gamble, and then we're probably safe. Do want to get rid of this Steve. Maybe we want to keep the buyer bands though. If we buy bands, we're probably putting down this Takobi, which feels incorrect. No, maybe it doesn't. Screw it. They can do 1 net damage, right? If we lose exactly the Takobi, then that's a real shame. Actually, if we lose exactly the Takobi, then we might just lose the game. Because then we can't deal with the piranhas. It's a 1 in 4. I don't really want him to draw a card. Oh, I don't have to break this other one. Right? Yeah, I don't have to break the other one. Sweet. Oh, we've got a leech down. Did I just completely miss the fact that we had leech? Apparently I did. So we'll do this. We will draw cards, I guess. Oh, we found out other eye for an eye. We'll install this. And then we'll access some extra cards. We see a deal and we win. We see a send a message and we win. Oh, they're on retribution. Sticking to staying on brand. Well, I feel like this is a game where the Eye for an Eyes would have actually been pretty impactful. Like, if we can trash their Oppo researches and their retribution, and if I had trashed their Spin Doctor, um, then I probably would have eye for an eyed that turn. Um, and I would have still won, I guess. Okay. So we played 2 games of good stuff Ishiko. Did we see a Mav? No, we could charge a leech. I completely forgot the fact that we had a leech down. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna do one more, or we very quickly pivot and build this into Seb. We very quickly pivot and build it into Seb. Is that a terrible idea? Because then we can play Manuel. I haven't really got I probably haven't got enough. Did you play Demo Run? I kind of didn't. I think I played it like once. But yeah, it's very much got like that feel. We're just gonna do one more with this. It's fine. Uh oh wait. Piranha. Like if we were gonna build this into Seb, then I'm just trying to think what we'd actually do. So we'd be taking like basically it would be this plus Iru plus Manuel would be our like the idea behind the engine. Um so then we might play like Hot Pursuit for money. It's just the breakers. Like, what do you do? I guess you play the fixed strength breakers and you play other stuff. I have a feeling playing a small oppos is going to cost them. Apparently, yeah. Um, Most of the players. I don't know if most of the players. We got Holtz in chat. In the game, playing Ob. We've got a pretty fire start. Although we don't. Do we want to trash our only leech? Probably not. So I might just like get some draw up. I'm gonna keep this because we've got like moshing plus steel skin, which is always like pretty sick. Um, I was gonna say talk to me about the sender messages, but I guess the sender messages are just because you don't have Bologna. How many boomerangs are you on? 2, and we saw them at really good opportune times. I'm gonna play the gamble first. Then we're gonna run here. It's an ice wall. Then we're gonna run R&D to get our Hashiko flip. We see a sandstone. Possibly should have put the leech down first. We'll draw a card. You were playing Hydra and Piranha. All right. That's what you mean by like, that's what the sender messages are. Yeah, like Piranhas is actually like quite a 6 like sender message target because you're like, oh, it's only five credits, but you don't obviously take the bad pup. It's actually pretty cool. Icing up the wall to wall, probably with the sandstone. So we might like run that just to like it brings the strength down, it forces a res. Unless we draw exactly cleaver. Interesting. Right, are we moshing here? If we do, are we moshing the dirty laundry? Yeah. Now we draw the cleaver. I think we go and check server 1. Now, if it's an agenda, like, do we put down the mystic? It's not going to be an agenda, right? So we should just run it. And then we'll install the mystic last turn. Last click. I think we do trash that. Get on the floor. Just because I don't want them to be able to like easy audacity. Next turn we might take a turn off. Oh, did they pull that back to hand? The actual main reason the deck wasn't R plus was because it was what I was playing for fun in the run up to EMEA, and I thought playing vegan Azmari was a fun diversion. Yeah, that's fair. This is interesting. So what is going on here? Do we let them do stuff and get our like Earthrise going? This on HQ feels like, I mean, either it's a Chrysium because Holtz knows what we're up to. I think this is a sandstone. I'm tempted to like challenge it. Can't res an archer. It is the sandstone. I think I'm just gonna let that fire. And then we're gonna install the Earthrise and take a credit. Which is potentially a mistake, but we'll find out. If we lose either the Earthrise, I think losing the Earthrise is potentially worse than losing the Cleaver here. Tut above the law is what I'm thinking. I just don't want to pay quite that much for going through the sandstone. We should have done it. Show me the Eminent. Oh no, it's an Azif. Well, in which case, yeah, okay. I mean, just going and challenging this probably made a lot of sense. What did we lose? Unfortunately, didn't hit the steel skin. That's a shame. We did lose 2 cards, which we can't get back. So that sucks. Like literally the only the 2 cards that we cared about. The DJ snipe and the leech. I'm like almost more sad about the leech. As much as they're going to be on like a ton of Mavirus, like that is upsetting. Okay. This is alright. I'm gonna go get rid of this Spin Doctor. We could go trash this Malapert. What did they pull with the Malapert? Was it a hammer? Uh-oh. Ooh, now I'm really sad we've lost a leech. Oh, that could be problematic. We could check HQ. Mavirus. That's pretty good to get rid of, to be fair. We'll go back. That's pretty good to get rid of. And then we probably I think we have to take a credit so that we can get to a point where we can gamble next turn. If we take a credit, we'll be exactly able to gamble. We're going to lose one with game 1 with game 2. I'd love... Otherwise, it's like credit, gamble. I'm just going to gain the credit. Extracts. Makes sense. Let's see what 2 costs they've got. We've got a Descent. That could be problematic, but we'll find out. We're going to draw like 3 cards next turn. We've got a 4 in 29 chance of drawing something that gets us through here. Ooh, we might not be able to get through both of that, though. Maybe I should have gone and got rid of this Malapert when I had the chance. Earthrise. Takobi is a card. Okay, we can draw an absolute monumental ton of cards this turn if we want to. Is that wise? I don't know. We do need to go really, really fast. But equally, if I draw a Buzzsaw, I install the Buzzsaw, I run this server, and it turns out to be a Stavka or an Archer, then I'm a bit boned. So I think I need to save the like super moshing for next turn. Can't remember if I flipped or not. I think I have. We're going to do this. We're going to install the Paladin. We're going to run R&D. We'll trash a Regina and we'll go back. We'll steal an HF. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, it could be the hammer, actually. It probably is the hammer. I had immediately forgotten that we'd seen that. And that will be upsetting. It'll be more upsetting if we install our Takobi, because it can trash for Takobi. But I don't think we need the Takobi in this matchup. We might have to install like a second breaker to get Echelon to 4 strength. Uh-oh. This could be problematic. It was the Hollow Man. I don't know if I called that. Digital on my... Oh, it does tell me which side I'm on. That's cool. They've got a hedge fund. This suggests that this is a... If it's another Aziev, that's fine, because if you hit the Steel Skins, we're pretty happy. It is another Aziev. And they're trashing the Hollow Man. Wild. Okay, they are incorrectly trashing the Hollow Man. Well, I don't know if you do want to trash your descent here. Do you want to trash your descent? No, they just trash the as yeah. Kind of makes more sense. They probably want to get the Spin Doctor back. Okay, we've also lost our Takobi. Oh, but we have found our echelon. We do need to be able to get through this descent, but we're like very, very close to being there now. That doesn't help us. Okay. So we can moshing the steel skin. I was going to draw so many cards. We can moshing the steel skin, the cleaver, ever so slightly risky, and one dirty laundry. I think we have to. Like, we really need some. 1, 2, 3. It might be. It might have to be install another Earthrise. Is there any chance we lose? Do I need to get the twinning down? Can they win next turn? Don't think so. I think I want to keep this Biobands for next turn. So it might be twinning and Bio for Earthrise. Yeah, possibly. I was just thinking twinning and Dirty Laundry, because then we're going to draw twinning, Dirty Laundry, install Earthrise. Then we're still going to like draw 3 cards next turn, and then we've got the buyer for next turn. I think we do that. We want to not do that. We'll then use these credits of the Mystic to run archives, keep ourselves flipped. We see a virus, which we knew about, and then we'll install this. Like, we potentially get like they could score another 3-2 from hand, and then we're like really boned. Because this looks very rushy. Yeah, this is a problem. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah, they did mean to score that. Please don't be the above the law. It is the above the law. Do we lose? I'm actually okay with losing the twinning, I think. Okay, we've got eye for an eyes. If HQ is exactly a descent, then it ruins our day. Is there any chance? Oh, that's fine. We've drawn the buzzsaw anyway. So, Earthrise. Oh, and we've got the ring. Right. So I think we go. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? So maybe I install the buzzsaw, then we eye for an IHQ. We've lost our twinning, so we're gonna. I then want to like buy a bands to remove the tag. No, I guess I'd buy a band server 1 to remove the tag and install like the echelon. Tricky. I need to run the Spin Doctor first. So we run the Spin Doctor. Let's run the Spin Doctor. Is there any chance that this on HQ is another descent? That's like the only thing I think at two cost that really hoses us here and would be upsetting. It would put them down to like 0 credits. Maybe that's fine. But otherwise, we install the buzzsaw, then we eye for an eye, and then we buy a band server 2. I guess we possibly don't need to. I do want to remove the tag, so I'll want to make a run somewhere. I think I'm going to put this out. I just don't, if it is a descent, then I'll be upset. We see an armed intimidation, very funky. We'll steal that. We see a public trail, which we'll trash for this. They are on taggy stuff though, so that's good to know. Do we go and get rid of this Hollow Man now, removing the tag at the same time, and either installing the echelon? We either install the echelon, remove the tag, or we remove the tag and save 2 credits. Can't actually work out what's better here. I think I might need... There is a chance that we just lose to... Maybe I should have gone back to HQ. I probably should have gone back to HQ. I'm trying to break this with the wrong thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go... Sorry. Mind if I change this? I think I want to go back to HQ because I think they can't use this next turn. And if they have whatchamacallit in hand, then I'll be upset. So we'll remove a tag and we will install the echelon using that money. We could trash that, but we won't. We really want that twinning now. We only got 13 cards left in our deck. We're going to draw 3 of them. We'll probably draw the twinning, right? Surely. Well, that feels like the wall-to-wall. Earthrise. Okay, Keiko's great. Leaving Hollow. It's an FA play, but they need at least 4 credits to do it. And they were on 2 credits. Now, I think this is the wall-to-wall. We might well just install the Docklands. I guess we install the Keiko first. Does it make a difference? Doesn't make a difference, does it? We just install... Yeah, it doesn't actually make a difference. Oh, actually it does. So we won't use any money for that. We'll use this. We'll check HQ. Do we get hosed by Archer? Maybe. I mean, that's annoying. But not enough for us really to care. Then we might go get rid of this wall-to-wall. Angelique? Do we care? I don't think so. Ooh. So we know that that's wall-to-wall. Do we want to go and kill the wall-to-wall with Bioband's credits? Do we want to kill the wall-to-wall with Bioband's credits? I think so. I think so. If not, can they like get out of this with an extract? Credit extract. Be upsetting thinking. Credit will just take them up to back up to. Yeah. This is potentially wrong. Like, it's a little bit too pricey. We don't really need the draw. We also don't want to do any of that though. We're definitely going to place 4 and we'll draw 2 cards. We'll trash that. And I think we do just trash this because it only costs us 1 credit. If they get an extract, it's definitely upsetting. Yeah, that's like they'd have to draw that off the top. I'm like very mildly worried about getting wrecked by an archer at some point. Okay, so that is an NGO. Like, absolutely must be an NGO, right? Right? Okay, we can play a strike fund. We can go and check R&D. If it's an NGO, they can res a hammer. So we might install second echelon so that we don't have to boost. They could res exactly a hammer. If it is exactly a hammer, it will cost us 6 credits to break, but then they will be destitute. So I think that's fine, right? Show me. Show me an NGO into a hammer. Okay. So it was the NGO, wasn't into a hammer. We know that HQ is an Angelique. We can check the top of R&D, and then we can install the costs. I don't want them to draw into. Well, that will do as well. Armed Intimidation plus Hollow Man does seem very, very fun. Yeah, I'll wait for Holtz to get back because I'm pretty sure I know what's going on here. I'm a big fan of Armed Intimidation. If you're not familiar with this agenda, maybe you are, like maybe you got into the game during the like NSG era. This is like a kind of crazy. It's one of the cards which gives the opponent a choice, and it's up to you to make sure that neither of these choices is a good idea. So it says when you score Armed Intimidation, the runner either suffer 5 meat damage or take 2 tags. So you always used to want to be able to score this with 2 clicks left over. So if they took the 2 tags, you could play a boom. And if they took the 5 meat damage, the best thing to do was normally to play a Neurospike. And the fact that Holtz is on Malapert is like one of the best things that you can play with this particular card, because you get to force the runner to pick first. So you score this, you say, would you like 2 tags or would you like to take 5 meat damage? And then after they've done that, then you get to choose your Malapert. So off the Malapert, then Holtz is probably going to pull End of the Line or Neurospike or Angelique. Seems to be Angelique's in deck. So something that can do like the last bit of damage if they had 5 cards in hand. Very fun. Would have potentially been good to be able to play eye for an eye in this game. Didn't get a chance. I think no. Did we play one? We played one, right? We did play one, and it got us an agenda, and we killed a public trail. So totally great. Felt decent. Um, yeah, S tier card. Everyone should be playing it. Yeah, this you particularly used to see armed intimidation in Jemison because you could install this and an Ober protocol in like your server, and then the next turn you would forfeit a 2-1. You'd forfeit a hostile takeover to res the Oberth, which would put two counters on the armed intimidation. You'd then advance, which would put two counters on the armed intimidation, and you'd have 2 clicks to play boom. Or you do the really disgusting thing which Koga is talking about, which is you play 24/7 news cycle, which I probably can't type in here, but I probably could type in here. Here we go. Which is this is still technically, well, it's not a legal card. Oh no, it's rotated now, right? This is Data and Destiny. This was banned for forever. This is, yeah, Data and Destiny, which has gone. So it says an additional cost to play 24/7 news cycle, forfeit an agenda, resolve the when scored ability on an agenda in your score area. So the idea was like if you just had to score one of these, and then at some point you just play a 24/7 and fire this bad boy off without like having to actually score it. So that's 1 click, and then you had 2 clicks to like play boom or do something else that was like meat damagey. Pretty cool. Um, yeah, part of like all the this is like part of the Rain and Reverie 4-2s, which I think are some of the coolest 4-2s. Like some of the coolest agendas in the game. Um, like the 4-2s that came out in, or not Rain and Reverie, in Katara Cycle. Okay, you had like remote enforcement, which is probably the least cool of them, but like if you're playing like some nonsense big ice, then this was a pretty way of getting it out for free. Um, you had viral weaponization, which I think is a disgusting agenda, but like the right like level for a 4-2. It's incredibly impactful if you score it. It's bad in PE because like it doesn't make sense, which is why like you see that people always put this in PE and it doesn't actually make sense there. But if you score one of these, it's actually incredibly impactful. It can like wipe out your whole hand. Um, you can then set up for like a pretty big turn next turn if you could do it with a click left. You had Better Citizen Program, which if anyone playing R Plus has ever scored this against you, you know how disgusting this is. This gives you a tag the first time the runner plays either a run event or installs an icebreaker each turn. And that can be on your turn as well. So if they're doing anything nonsense with like SMC, uh, really really gross. And then you got armed intimidation for Wayland ones. These 4-2s are not really played, but I love them all. They're all like they're the perfect level for a 4-2, and they're not played because they're not tempo positive. They all do like mean, weird things, which is cool, but like you could get 7 credits. Right. Um. With that, I'm gonna sign off. Eye for an Eye was fun. I liked it. Like I think like I definitely think like Essa is like potentially a really good space for it. If you're sabotaging a load, they're holding like just the couple of cards which they need in hand. You just go in and do it. It's also like potentially a good card currently. Like there's a bunch of punitive decks and things like that where Eye for an Eyeing into HQ actually seems pretty relevant. Um, you want to stick this in like a Shaper deep dive deck, and then you can eye for an IHQ, like trash an agenda, go and get it out of. I don't know why you'd do that. Why would you do that? Yeah, that probably makes less sense, but still, it was cool. I mean, it was good because I think we were playing good stuff for Shiko, and we had like Keiko and companions, which is busted econ that no one plays anymore. Yeah, they don't play it because they're playing more, but you know what you can play instead of more? Eye for an eye. And with that, eye for an eye will say goodbye. I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks everyone for joining the stream, and thanks for everyone in chat tonight. I will see you next week. I'm off to Aldershot regionals on the weekend. If you are going, I will see you there. I might be playing Eye for an Eye. Who knows? Haven't actually decided. Probably need to decide on some decks at some point. So good luck to everyone playing there. I will see you there, and I'll do a little recap on the Monday of how badly I did. All right. Ciao for now.